Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back this week with another online multiplayer team video. We did one not too long ago, and now we have a second one out. So we want to say just off the bat, don't expect this regularity, but we figured, especially since I'm back from university now, we're in the same place, I have more time on my hands.
When we have a chance, yeah.
Yeah, it makes a little more sense to have just a little bit more content.
So we just finished the week of Dawn of Justice Superman challenge, and I thought we'd play him a little bit because the idea is fun, and we've leaned into a little bit of his passive to disable gears on specials.
Yeah.
And we've given him Tentu Totem, Master's Death Cart, to maximize his power. And we've given Claw of Horus so that every time we do a special one, there's more chance of disabling gears. Because the chance based on his passive, it's only 40%.
Yeah.
So the Claw getting 75% means almost every time he does a special, he's going to be shattering gears.
Yeah, and we also leaned into it some more by giving him Hawkgirl as a teammate to make his tag in and tag out faster.
Yeah.
And the extra benefit is that her passive can also snare an opponent, so if we're lucky, we can tag in and out quickly enough to keep the opponent from tagging out and rinsing the Claw of Horus's effect.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that's the biggest difference, right? His passive will disable specials for a minute, but only if it's unblocked. Claw of Horus disables it while they're in the fight, but it's 75%. It doesn't matter whether they're blocked or not.
Yeah, so we can see we shattered a gear just now, and we...
Oh, he's still stunned. Nice.
And we also snared.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
and we snared and shattered another gear.
So there we go. Lost 2 gear, and still snared.
So you saw Hawkgirl was our tank.
Ooh, there's another shattered gear.
Oh, I love this.
It's not going to matter, though, because, yeah.
Oh, but that was
shattered
sweet.
gear and in the invulnerable period. Yeah, it makes you almost feel better when they stay alive, right? Because normally you want to knock them out, and if you get really close and then don't quite get it, it's like, oh, crap. But here... it means that you get to take advantage of their your passive, and if they have 1 or 2, at the point where they have 2 gear shattered, you know they're basically going to be a pushover. I don't think there's anybody who's great when you take away 2 gear, 3 gear, especially at this level. Their gear really does actually make them good, right? They can be pretty good, and the gear makes them great, or they can be pretty good with the gear, and without the gear they're just okay. So either way, you really knock them down and peg to the point where they're not very hard to beat.
So what's interesting is that, a few other interesting things. I shouldn't say that what's interesting. All of it's interesting to me. Is that because Hawkgirl's never had a breakthrough, we can't bring her stats up in line with the rest of her teammates. So it's a little bit unbalanced, but it's because Dawn of Justice Superman is, I believe he was Elite 10, and Batman... because he's one of those later characters that were so high stats, he's actually close in stats to Dawn of Justice Superman.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's a lot
there
of
was
damage.
her revive. And so I guess we should talk about the idea behind Flashpoint Batman, because this is not really a team with great synergy, because what we're trying to do is just have a lot of fun breaking everybody's gears.
Yeah.
But
primarily.
But Flashpoint Batman... Oh, and actually, I wonder if...
Come on, there we go. There's the gear shattering.
And that was a Claw of Horus shattering.
So he's not getting that back.
There's another one.
He's not getting either of those back.
So I wonder if his passive, the animation starts at the beginning of his special, and it seems like the Claw of Horus finishes... Oh, so he's got no gears now. Right, that was his third one.
Yeah, not going to be a lot of trouble to take him out.
Oh, and I was half blocking.
Yeah.
Thinking he was going to hit first, but I didn't even have enough health. I should have just been smacking away anyways.
Yeah, that would not have assisted.
Yeah.
Taking less damage, you when you only really need to take 1 damage to get knocked out, is not particularly useful.
In most fights, it's not worth looking at their gears like that because it's good enough, but the whole point is we're smashing the gears, so it's nice to know what we're removing from them.
Yeah, especially when you would expect an effect and then it doesn't come up.
Yep.
You know?
Oh, so our Flashpoint Batman is built a specific way. He's a mixed build. So 2 of the gears are to increase the... Hold on, let's see if we're going to smash some. Because she's got Fourth World, right? There's one. We need one more to get rid of her revive. There we go. She's not going to revive.
Snare her.
Let's try snare her so that she can...
She's snared.
Now, the key is the time it takes us to get in and out. Ooh, no gears. Is sometimes enough for them to... Oh, there we go. Yeah, sometimes enough for them to tag out, and you'll see this happen once or twice where we don't have enough. Oh, sweet. How did we smack another one? I think that was the 4th gear. Because it's quite appropriate because I think she had the full 4th roll gear set.
Yeah.
So Flashpoint Batman's got Astral Harness because he will be invulnerable right at the beginning.
And there we go. 1 gear down. Not getting that one back.
Was that 2 gears?
Yeah.
Because there's at the beginning
Shattering
animation.
blow and then shattered gear. So that was all gears gone.
Okay, and I think was she LexCorp? I'd have to take another look back at the footage.
She's nothing now.
Yeah. I mean, listen, 36 seconds is not the fastest.
Yeah.
But because we're actually rocking an Elite 10 character, we're facing pretty high tier opponents right away.
And it's fun.
Yeah, these are all level 60 Elite 10. So we're going to get a stronger mix of gears and a stronger mix of opponents. And
the long-time watchers may have noticed, or even people who've just been watching us recently, maybe the more observant among you, that we're recording on a new device. So we've also got the timer. So you can see for being on fight 5, I think now is what this one is. Yeah. Being about 6 minutes in is actually still decent for timing.
Yeah.
Part of that is that the loading screens are better.
Yes,
and
for sure.
The game is more responsive. So I think we have, 3 ladders? 3 full ladders?
No. I think we're just going to do 2? Yeah. I think 2 is going to be enough to illustrate the point that we're trying to make.
Okay. But the time that it's taken is actually pretty reasonable, actually, overall. And again, part of that is a new device, but a decent chunk of that is just that this team isn't taking too long. All
right, I started talking about Flashpoint Batman. I lost my train of thought. He's there to soften up the first person for Superman to tag in. Oh, there's 1 gear. I just get distracted. It's all the squirrel,
pretty colors,
squirrel. So that way, Superman, when he comes in, has a higher chance to knock out the first opponent.
Yeah.
And regain his power through Tentu Totem, which also means fewer teammates that tag in and out. So that the Claw of Horus effect, we have a better chance of, I think, really holding on to that and finishing off.
Yeah. And I think one other important thing to notice is our sort of grinding special team, where we're using Tentu Totem and we're using Wonder Woman to give everybody power, right? Where it's great when we run into an Astro Harness. This team also sort of has that with the shattering the gear. Because you can still shatter gear, not use any power, right? So you're wasting their time. You're not you're not wasting their time. They might be wasting a little bit of your time normally, but it's not costing you anything, and you actually get to shatter gear for free, right? When you use your special on the Astro Harness. So it does the same sort of thing where Astro Harness is an opportunity.
Yes,
it's just an opportunity to shatter their gear.
Yes,
not quite as good as our main team, but still pretty sweet.
Yeah. Oh, I want to point out one thing too that I don't know if anybody's noticed when I was playing, that Batman, even when Harley Quinn was doing her special and was invulnerable, we were protecting. We were kept on swinging and attacking, even though it was doing no damage, because it's still generating power. I mean, ultimately we don't need the power, but sometimes it's nice to have it when you tag them in.
Yeah.
To have a special right away, just so that you don't, they're not vulnerable to whatever attack the opponent has planned. Just like now, right? We tagged in. She'd already started her basic attack. If we'd blocked, we would have just, taken a bit of damage. But this way we take no damage.
Yeah. Ooh, he also blocked. Let's see about...
Yeah, we need a tank to get rid of some of his power.
Yeah, and now maybe right before we head out...
Well, if we can stun.
Yeah.
If we can stun him, then his passive doesn't engage, right? So let's try to get... Oh, there we go. So let's hope it's going to connect. Let's hope it stuns. And there we go.
At this point, we're so close to the end. Oh, that's 1. And that doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
I mean, maybe the initial shattered gear let us do the extra damage, but probably not.
Yeah, sometimes it's so hard to tell. And I guess it's not necessarily a fair comparison to our regular Justice League team, which is facing lower level opponents.
Yeah.
Because the fights might be faster, but it's because we're also seeing teams that have minimal gears sometimes, and those are really fast fights.
Yeah.
So here's what you're talking about. So we're going to face Astro Harness. So it does give us a chance to
just
shatter
wail
some gear.
on them. Yeah, get a couple special ones in for free.
The hard part, though, will be to maintain the snare long enough to keep Flash in without somebody else tagging in and have to start the work all over again. But it's a good time waster, right? Ooh, the timing's bad because I'd forgotten. Because normally the time waster is...
Oh, yeah. Only 1.
Yeah. 2.
There's 2. And then... Yep. Cue the swap in. That's 3.
Yeah, this might not. Time might not be right. We might get a tag up before we.
Oh,
there we go.
Perfect. Not bad. Okay. So no gear, and then...
Right.
I mean, this is going to be a free special, so...
Oh, that's his passive, right? That
Yeah.
lets him get a full revive based on Hawkgirl, but at least we got the first free...
Oh,
see what I mean? Like, it's just so hard to
Yeah.
get the timing just right.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the snare was not quite enough.
Let's see if this is enough damage. But he's got a revive from Hawkgirl, but his special does a lot of damage. There we go.
Sweet, so that was free. So now he has... I think all of his gear was shattered from... It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, no, because he lost his Astro Harness, right? Did he have Necron's Scythe, too?
Scythe?
Oh, when I'm conscious of it, I know what I'm supposed to say, and then sometimes it just falls apart.
That's okay. Look. Oh, there we go. So that's what, 1 gear or no gear?
Yeah. Does it matter now?
I mean, nope.
It is fun. Like, there's something to be said about, like, when you see a passive on a character and you get these ideas for how to play it, it's fun to try to make it happen.
Yeah. And I think it's good because this is a game where a lot of the stuff turns out approximately what you would expect it to.
Yeah.
It does basically what it says on the tin. So there's a lot of times that you imagine something working well, and then you put it into practice, and it's just as good as you thought it would be.
Yeah. I mean, what we're really working with is a team of Dawn of Justice Superman plus Hawkgirl.
Yeah.
And Batman could be really anybody with that gear loadout. He happens to do more basic damage, but he's only there really to soften up the first guy.
Yeah. Like in this case, all the way up.
Yeah, well, because we have to crack him open like a peanut, right, because of his passive. And this will give us our power back.
Out.
And whoever's... Oh, right, Fourth World. Whoever's next will get softened a bit.
Or in this case, will not. But we also have... That's 1 gear. That's hopefully... Oh, well, I mean...
Maybe 3, that might be 3.
Yeah, I think that is. But we also hit him with every hit.
But he has Astro Harness, which did not trigger. Oh, crap. Right? You saw that. He tagged out enough. The timing was just that little bit of
But also,
off.
we weren't tagging into Hawkgirl anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, right. I wasn't even thinking. I was just thinking just tag out and get somebody else in.
Uh-oh.
It does look kind of bad for us right here, doesn't it?
Not bad enough. I knew we were going to pull it out, but it was a shame to be stunned for the Astro Harness, because he couldn't crack us open.
Yeah, if he'd hit it just a little bit harder,
whack him at all, yeah,
we would have been down nothing. Like it would have triggered past it, and it would have cost us not only the Astro Harness, but we'd have to rely on the 75% chance. So that was a full 7 ladder
not
ultimate
awful
fight.
Yeah, 13 minutes.
It's pretty good. I mean, part of the speed that you're going to get is when you've been using a team often enough that you don't make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Or that you adjust each time. So here's the thought. So this is maybe a bit of an insight into how we make the teams. So that was Dawn of Justice guy.
Yeah.
How about using Man of Steel instead? Because, all right, so Dawn of Justice has a passive, but it only triggers 40% of the time.
Yeah.
To crack open the crack the gears.
Yeah, so not a lot. As we were seeing there, it was actually the vast minority of the time. It says 40%, but it feels like even less.
The work is really being done by Claw of Horus most of the time.
Yeah.
So how about we just lean into that a bit more? I like that expression, lean into it. Because Man of Steel has a chance, but also a relatively low chance of not needing any power for his special. So he could do it over and over again.
Yeah, so he's got the bonus, essentially, of triggering Claw of Horus more often instead of the bonus of triggering his own passive.
Right.
Which is probably going to end up balancing out pretty close.
Right. So, but the problem is every gear shatter here will rinse.
Yeah.
So what you're hoping is that his passive to get his power back triggers enough to finish off the opponent before they tag out.
Yeah. And so because you're sort of trading the non-rinsing one, which wasn't triggering that often, to his getting his special energy back, which also shouldn't trigger that often, right?
Right.
They're pretty close to comparable, but also the extra damage that you get, because when you look at his specials, he's dealing damage with them versus just shattering the gear.
Yeah, and if you'd seen the thumbnail, you would have known this was sort of a telegraphed kind of plot twist that we're doing, because normally we do one team throughout.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I got too carried away. What I should have still done was softened up Arkham Knight first.
Ooh.
But he's a little bit soft anyway, so it's not a big deal. Oh, and it didn't trigger.
Doesn't matter, though.
Well, except... All right, so the problem here, what you see is in addition to in the idea of doing it like this is good, but what is not obvious is because Man of Steel, he's got a one-hit special one.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have the range. Like it doesn't
carry
the distance.
Yeah.
So he's you notice that Dawn of Justice Superman, he could cover a bit of ground if there's a bit of separation that came from the Master's Death card.
And he could also whack multiple people. So he could hit one person, shatter the gear on the next person,
right,
deal damage to the next person, and still get his power back. And we can't do a fraction of that here.
Right. And it seems like there's a glitch. So when he's out of range, but he takes his he does his special one. Oh, now it finally triggers.
He doesn't get his power back?
He doesn't get his power back. Like if they're out of range, he doesn't get his power back, even though he's taking no damage.
There we go.
It's the timing that sucked. But he's, clearly he's not got much juice left in the tank to give us any trouble. Deadshot doesn't.
Yeah, and so that was, not bad until you consider that this was, the first fight?
Yeah, that's the first fight.
Which is not great. We lost a guy 46 seconds. This was a pretty mediocre showing for the new team. Not a good auspice.
Yeah. So the idea, this is when you have ideas, you try them out, and until you try them out, you don't know exactly how it's going to play out. There's one minor advantage of Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Is that against Astro Harness, because his special one is only one hit, you can do it a lot faster. Yeah. So you can get more than 2 special ones, which was the limit on Dawn of Justice Superman. Maybe 3. I think if you're fast enough, you can get 4 on a guy who's got Astro Harness at the beginning.
Yeah.
So leaving the opponent with 1 or no gear. See, and no power back, right?
Yeah.
He was out of range. That power, that 1 bar we got, was because we got smacked. So that's one sort of undocumented problem with Man of Steel Superman that we would not have realized until we played him like that.
Yeah, which is
why you got to play him like that. Yeah, we got no health anyway, so that
doesn't matter.
Makes no difference. Yeah.
Come on. Well, that's 1 shattered.
Now we got to tag up fast enough and hope
2 shattered.
There we go.
Doesn't matter. We took out 2 of the gear.
Yeah.
I think there is definitely a noticeable difference, though, when you're playing against people with a gear deficit like that. The problem is that it takes enough work to get there that oftentimes you don't get to spend a lot of time fighting them when they're at the gear deficit.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely right. But I guess the biggest impact will be on the kind of gears that will prolong a fight, like Astro Harness.
Yeah.
Or Fourth World Gear Set with the Revive and the Heal.
Yeah.
So those are fights that would have dragged on anyways.
It would almost be interesting to have somebody who is explicitly not meant to deal great damage, like a tank or something, and give them a bunch of power gen and try to have them shatter gear just to piddle away at somebody's health and then actually work at their main body with your other guys.
You saw that again, right? We did not get our power back on Tantu Totem despite the fact that we did no damage. There's something broken here that makes it... Oh, this might be out of range. Crap. Yep, out of range, and we did not get our power at all.
Which sucks so bad.
Yeah. All right, so that means... this is the kind of experimentation that we normally do but don't show. I thought it would just be kind of fun to do something a little bit differently. Ooh. See, it's going to do... Maybe that's why. Maybe because... Actually, that triggered... That gear breaking animation triggered at the beginning of the special one. And we know he doesn't have the passive, so that's got to be the effect of... I wonder if it's the effect of the Claw of Horus that's making it us not get our power back.
But that's not true, because it still did that for when they had Astro Harness.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think it's probably an oversight of some kind. Did that...
It busted his gear at the beginning.
But how did it kill him? Because wasn't he taking damage from damage over time?
Master's Death card.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, yeah.
That is interesting. All right, so this is the kind of fighting that we normally do before we make a video.
Yeah.
And then not bother doing this kind of team because the whole idea was Dawn of Justice is so much better.
Yeah.
And, all right, so she's going to be dangerous with her special one. Batgirl is. Catwoman is always dangerous because she's such a great damage over time person. And Arkham Knight Batman, we'll see what we can do. It's just so much fun because the fight always feels easier once you've had enough of those gear smashing kind of hits.
Yeah.
So let's soften her up a bit. Really, in a fight like this, I'm almost convinced that
Oh, we got free.
Yeah, but
we also lost it. Oh, there's free. So now we got
and then we got 3 bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a bonus bar.
So normally I like to have it
free.
Yep. All in one type of... Oh, another one.
There we go. It seems like they trigger in sequence more often, right?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like once you get one, you tend to get a lot together.
Like this fight?
Yeah, this fight has been incredible for free specials.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not going to have much left.
Yeah, so this fight is a very obvious example of this team working at its best, where you basically get a bunch of shattered gear and a bunch of free specials, and they all sort of combine, right?
Right.
To just give you crazy damage. But the interesting thing is, for that one, we got so lucky with the free specials that we almost didn't even need to shatter gear.
That's right. Yeah, that early point you were making, absolutely right. When you shatter the gear, it does so much damage.
Yeah.
If you're successful shattering gear, it means that you've done them so much damage that it's almost
that
like
they're already down to like half their health or less, and so then the rest of them gets beat up pretty easy. But their first half also got beat up pretty easy while you were processing their gear, right?
Yeah.
While they still had it.
Yeah. So even Flashpoint Batman like this would be super effective.
Yeah.
I mean, if he didn't have the rest of the team and he wasn't our... What do you call it? It's like he's like a meat tenderizer. Before he cooked the rest of the opponents, he softens them up.
And I just want to point out that we saw here, right, with the one-hit special, swapping into Jessica Cruz Green Lantern, we saw a perfect example of somebody who would have had the opportunity to have her gear shattered beforehand with our old team, right? But because this is a one-hit, didn't have that same opportunity.
Right, that carries over to the next player.
Yeah. Ooh,
well, it seems like it seems like it's really triggering a lot.
Yeah, on this like back half.
Right. That was a lot of fun. I got to tell you, there's something about taking away their gear that's just more fun than other stuff that I can do in these fights.
Yeah, it's because it feels like they're losing synergy as you're playing, and for gear it's planned out, right? So they're sort of getting the stuff stripped away from them that actually was specifically chosen for them, right?
Yes.
Like their team was chosen for them, but you can't really do much about that, right?
Right.
But within the fight, you're basically putting a monkey wrench into somebody else's actual planning for synergy, right?
Yes.
And their teams the characters individually, but their teams too fall apart a little bit when they're playing without gear, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
In a way that's sort of noticeable when somebody's down on their gear. Oh crap.
See what I mean? I mean, it's a bad habit that I probably need to get out of if I were playing Man of Steel more often.
Yeah. So that's a free special there, though, at least.
Yeah.
And not one here, but... Oh, and no shatter.
Yeah, and their gears aren't that great anyway, so... I mean, it'd be great if they shattered, but...
Oh.
I hate that. Yeah, you know what? Again...
So close.
Because if we're going to be doing this loadout, I think Dawn of Justice Superman is it, and that's actually still a good pattern to do.
Another free.
Yeah, it's just because the special one... So the reason for tagging out was because his special one can sometimes prioritize over ours. Sometimes it's not fast enough, and he would have gotten knocked out. And
it didn't even... Oh, did it? I can't tell.
Yeah.
When his passive got...
Oh, and that's it. Knocked out.
Busted. Oh, so it's a 2-on-2.
Yeah, but his passive, that's... That was such a shame, because now he's got his gears back.
Everybody does, yeah.
So now we'll just see how good Batman is, because he's really... The Astro Harness protects him enough.
Yeah.
He gets enough of a boost from his own passive that having only 2 gears for basic damage is not a problem. So
yeah, that's one of the things. If you actually look at when we're fighting with just Batman, he's probably about as useful as Man of Steel Superman.
Yeah, he could totally finish this team. And if we weren't trying to make a point or trying to have the fun with Superman, that would be enough.
Yeah, Flashpoint Batman could probably solo most of these teams.
Okay, so this is interesting because Ares is going to be a problem. He's got an Astro Harness when he tags in, so he's invulnerable.
Yeah.
He gets 2 bars of power because of the Tanti Totem Master's Death card.
Yeah.
So he could do one of his unblockable special 2s and knock us out. But the good thing is he's not going to do any splash damage. So it'll just be the person who's there that's vulnerable. And I guess we just got to remember that he's going to be no blocking.
Yeah.
See, the distance is
too far?
Yep, too far. I always want to try at least in case there's a chance that we can get it close enough.
Okay.
There we go.
Then are we gonna?
Yeah, but let's crack his
swap.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't actually get any.
Yeah, what's my time? Let's kill some time.
Oh, what is that? That was a lot of. That was a lot of visible particle effects.
See that how he tagged it so fast? We tried tagging Hawkgirl to lock him in.
Yeah.
With the tag, because now he's going to get another 2 bars of power as soon as he comes in. Yeah, so one of the weaknesses of Man of Steel, it'd be nice if he had one special that was one hit.
Yeah.
But the fact that both of his specials are one hit makes
and both
him
of
a
them can
liability.
miss.
Yes, it makes him a bit of a liability.
Yeah, both of them can and do regularly miss.
Yes, when you've got too much distance.
Yeah, I think we've missed the special 2 though at least twice in this video.
Yeah, and not gotten the power back.
And the special 1 many a time.
Yeah.
In almost every fight.
Yes, but you know what? All's well that ends well. And that's it.
Yeah, so there we go. That is the full.
I mean, technically it's a Dawn of Justice Superman video, and technically it isn't. It's really just a Superman shattering gears video.
Yeah. So, there we go.
Yep.
Thank you guys all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Komoda.